Well, hello and good morning. It is a Monday on the show about food, fun places, and the mayhem of life. Welcome into the Beach House Beach Bunker. Let's get at it. Coming up on the show today, travel chaos. Air Canada, oh my gosh. They go on strike Saturday, and then the government orders them back, and they say, no, we're not going to play ball. And so there is chaos at airports across country and indeed around the world involving Air Canada. We've got the latest coming up on the show today. Also, looks as if we've got a continuation of the Trump and Putin situation. Yes, Zelensky is in Washington today. Remember last time that happened? I'm a little worried. Does anyone know what Zelensky's wearing today? Somebody put a tie on that guy. Chapel Rowan has got a new song where she mentions Saskatchewan, and it's causing a huge stir. She only mentioned Saskatchewan one time, but it's been a huge boost to the Saskatchewan tourism this summer, and lots of bookings coming in for fall and winter. And those poor Chapel Rowan fans, once they realize what Saskatchewan is like in the winter, they will they will really question why they have decided to do such a thing. We'll show you what's happening in Saskatchewan with the Pink Pony Club girl. The Pink Pony Club. It's not that song. And this would normally be Sears Wish Book Week. Remembering the Sears Wish Book. I used to love the Sears Wish Book. Sears was huge. And is Amazon really just the new Sears? And have we traded in the Wish Book for a computer? And things have just sped up. Is that what's going on? We'll have a healthy dose of nostalgia coming up on the show today. Welcome. Hope you had a good weekend. Can't wait to hear all about it. Want to see what's going on, what you got happening in your world, and hopefully you don't have too much fog where you're at. We do have some fog concerns. It's gotten a little bit better. When we first came into the beach bunker, you couldn't see a few of these highways this morning because of the fog. You can see the lingering effects of it on our cameras this morning at number 10 Moon Lake. There's some fog through the park, as well as 16 and 10 was really thick. Probably the thickest of them all, but it's since lifted somewhat. At least I can see the overpass sign there. Earlier when we came into the beach bunker, I couldn't even see it. So it's getting a little bit better. Number one at Eli there, headed towards Winnipeg, still got a considerable amount of fog there. So nothing too serious. It was much, much thicker earlier this morning. So again, just be cautious if you've got some fog as you look out your window this morning before you hit the highway. As far as our forecast is concerned, we're in for a pretty decent week. It was kind of a meh weekend, wasn't it? Yeah, a meh weekend. Oh, and by the way, yeah, look at this. It's magically appeared, our back-to-school countdown, just 16 days, 1 hour and 54 minutes. It's official. The countdown is on to back to school. Our friends, our neighbors stateside will go back Thursday. And we've got 16 days to go until the kids are back. So the countdown is on, and the weather forecast for this week still looking summer-like. Get in some of that pool time, spray park time. 28 on Tuesday. Absolutely awesome midweek. So look at this weather. 28 for Tuesday, Wednesday 30, some rain on Thursday, but then cooling down for the weekend. So as we slide towards that first day of school, just a reminder that fall is coming. Fall is on its way, and we'll start to see slowly but surely. I always hate to see that. It starts with the trees at the bottom of the of the canopy on a tree that are kind of hidden from the sun, they start to just turn a little bit yellow. And then it starts to grow more yellow, and then all of a sudden, boom, all the colors come out, and fall will kick into high gear. All right, let's get into the Beach Bunker chat, see who we've got this morning. Again, just a quick reminder that we're on all platforms for Hour 1. We'd love to have you for the whole show if you got the time. Some people spend 2 minutes, some 20 minutes, some the entire 2 hours. We move over to Twitch for Hour 2, twitch.tv/Tyler Glen Show. You're more than welcome to lurk in through tylerglenshow.com, should you so choose. And again, we have a podcast version, the audio-only version of the show, which is essentially the highlights, if there are any. And it's 30 minutes or less. You can download that at tylerglenshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts. As we say good morning to our Sunseekers in chat, we'll say good morning to Road Reverend and Zumba Bernice on Twitch this morning, and Ange is over on Facebook. Bring on the coffee, says Ange, and bring on the sunshine. Yeah, yesterday was a gloomy Sunday. Hey, it was a kind of big pot of soup and watch some exhibition football, which kind of isn't the real football kind of day. It was just bleh, just a blah day. But hopefully you had something fun going on. Want to hear yesterday's good thing coming up? We like to start with a little bit of positivity. So if you had something fun going on the weekend, be sure to get that locked and loaded. That's coming up right after our roundup of who we've got in chat to say hello, good morning. Maybe you're at the movies this weekend. It was the opening weekend of the Manitoba-made Nobody 2, starring Quentin Durhack and some guy named Bob Odenkirk. I don't know who he is. I know who Quentin is. He's a Sunseeker. Bodyguard number 4, scene 18. If you pause it, about 1 hour and 5 minutes into the movie. Nobody 2 came in third place on the weekend. That horror movie, Weapons, still huge. Beyond huge. It took in $25 million, and it's been in theaters now, what is this, 2 or 3 weeks? Weapons. People want to be scared. And then Freakier Friday came in at second. Then Nobody 2, Fantastic Four, and Bad Guys 2. That's an animated one. But I'm shocked. Weapons, man, that's crazy. People are geared up for Halloween, perhaps? We're seeing Spirit of Halloween start to open up. Is that what it is? And we want to get into it? I don't know. I don't like to be scared, but anyway, Janine's here on Facebook. Hi, Janine. KDD is here on Twitch. Good morning to you. Megan's over on Facebook to say good morning. Hello, Megan. Ron is joining us on X this morning. Hi, Ron. Hope you had a nice weekend. And Richard, you too. Richard's joining us on Facebook. Tracy Roger is in on Twitch. Jody's over on Facebook. Cindy is joining us on Twitch. Good morning to you. Coffee emoji, ready to rock and roll. Mavis is here too. Hopefully you didn't have it too foggy where you are there, Mavis. Mavis is on Facebook this morning. Quentin is here. Autograph for you. Autograph for you. Thank you. Thank you. Nobody 2. Good morning to you. Good morning. And Nick is here too, also on Twitch. Hope there's not too much rain on Thursday. Oh, Valdi is coming back. Valdi, it must be music in the park. Coming back on Thursday. Play me a rock and roll song. He's been playing the rock. How old is Valdi now? How old? He's got to be like, yeah, he's 80, 79. I figured he'd be 80. Valdi. Oh, play me a rock and roll song. Richard says 2 months and 13 days till Halloween. We're still a ways off. But I mean, all the Halloween stuff is in stores. And I see the sign's been up on the old PV Mart in our town. Halloween Land or Spirit Halloween likes to take over businesses that just kind of they got the space, it's cheap, and they take that over. And I see that they've taken over the PV Mart. So no word on opening though. Hey, has anybody heard anything about the opening day of? I see the ones in Winnipeg are open. Not all of them, but most. And I would think that the brand, corporately, it's August 1st. So a lot of the Spirit Halloween stores will open at the beginning of the month. But every market will be different based on the real estate, obviously, that they're able to get for the season. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure as soon as it's a busy part of town on 18th Street. So as soon as there's cars in the parking lot, then off we go to get some costumes. Oh, man. What happened to summer? Can I ask that? How is it that we're talking Halloween already? Summer's like 4 weeks. That's it. It's crazy how fast summer goes. It's unbelievable. Anyway, good morning to those that are lurking in this morning, and let's get to Mondays. Come on, Monday, we can do this. Let's get some coffee in us and let's rock and roll. Let's do it. Oh, yesterday's good thing. Derek is here. Molly's here. Good morning, Derek. Molly, hello. All right, yesterday's good thing. So Mondays are generally pretty easy to do. The rules of the game here is that we get you to type in GT for good thing, and then let us know what happened to you over the weekend. That was awesome. And we'll start the day with a little bit of positivity. However, Derek, before we get started, wants to start with a bit of a fly in the ointment, as it were. We hit a coyote on the way home from Roller Fest Sunday morning. Poor Van's got a blemish. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, pal. Ah, man. Jeez. Those coyotes. I thought they outran the Bugs Bunny and they outran cars. They could outrun anything. Sorry to hear that, pal. Quentin says his GT from the weekend, he learned that you can cook corn on the cob in the microwave and it works perfectly. No pot, no mess. I'm glad that it worked out that, but my bigger question is, so what was going on that you felt that you would take that risk? So I'm glad it worked. But there's always the chance when you try something like, let's see if this will work in the microwave. Those are some famous last words for some people. Do you think this will work in the microwave? Oh, there's staples on that? Not on your corn, mind you, but eggs. Eggs are an adventure, depending on how you want to do them. And obviously, you didn't overcook your corn. If you overcook the corn, does it turn into popcorn? Does it start to explode? You would think it would start to explode because, I mean, it's filled with water, right? The corn kernels. So you must have done them just right. You hit the sweet spot with the corn in the microwave. Will it microwave? An entire YouTube channel based on, and it's really just stuff the guy's thrown in the microwave and it's exploding. It's pretty creative. Molly's GT bought my drinks for my vacation in 2 weeks. Excited about that. Are they the caffeinated ones? Filled with caffeine. Derek says the show was great, minus the coyote. Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad. I'm sorry again about that coyote at Roller Fest. Japers, crapers. Nick's GT, we celebrated a couple of birthdays, one which was my daughter's 19th. Wow, that's awesome. Derek says, yeah, we'll be over at MPI today. Nick says they do their corn in the oven. It's so good. We just do it the old-fashioned way. Normally just boil it, but I am looking forward to some Mexican corn, Mexican salad. It's got the mayo in it and the cheese, and it's a special recipe. It's a little bit spicy, a little bit tangy. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, man. Because I had my corn on the cob, my first one last week, and it was butter soup, really. It was corn and just copious amounts of butter. So Tracy says you could just drink the butter, you know. Do you really need to put corn in there? What are you talking about? Why are you making fun of me? I love butter. Butter is awesome. Cindy says GT headed out to the lake and switched to Dup, had breakfast over at the Wellman's Lodge. Thunder was loud on Saturday. They were out camping, and they thought that the camper was in the clouds. Quite a nasty storm. That is in the northern part of southwestern Manitoba. We did not see much of that action to the south there, Cindy. I'm glad everything is okay and there was no damage or anything like that. That's good. My good thing over the weekend is my mother-in-law had recently said to my wife that it was just something in passing that they were talking about food, and she said, yeah, it's too bad that I haven't had a steak so far this summer. I'm really craving a barbecued steak. She just turned 80 in May. And we spend a couple of weekends each summer out there helping to do some maintenance and stuff out at the family farm. And so it was our weekend to kind of go and do some grass mowing and stuff. And so we went and did that. And then on my way, I picked up one of these little babies, one of the tabletop charcoal barbecues, and I went out and cooked her some steak. And she was so excited. It totally made my weekend. She was so happy. It was a little bit of a surprise. And there's some, I was not doing it to be kind. I wanted to have a charcoal steak. When was the last time you had charcoal? Damn, those taste so good. But now I know why I don't do it all the time. Oh my, the crap, the coal, it gets on your face. I look like I was a coal miner's daughter. It gets everywhere. It's the messiest thing. Oh, my God. But when it's all said and done, and you've nearly burned the house down, and you nearly started the lawn on fire, and, you've gotten yourself all dirty 6 ways from Sunday, and it looks like you've got football makeup on under your eyes because there's little black streaks, and it's all over your face. You look like one of those little rascals that hasn't had a bath in a month. And you sit down at the table, and everyone's smiling, and you smell the food, and you can smell it. You're not even close to it. It's like, oh, my God. I love charcoal, but you got to be ambitious because it's a little bit of work. It's a little bit of work. Ooh, so when Cindy was up at Wellman, she had a big breakfast up there. Nice. It's a little light on the bacon, but, you probably had a couple of slices before you said, hey, I should take a picture of this amazing little weekend breakfast I had. And those eggs look perfect. You're going to just cut into them, and they're going to get all over your food. Oh, delicious. Delicious. But maybe your breakfast is something like a protein shake. Maybe you're one of these folks that likes to enjoy some vitamins with that breakfast. Make sure you're getting all those special vitamins. Maybe you're a herbalist. Maybe you're somebody that likes to keep track of the latest and greatest in health trends. I'll tell you, one of our sponsors, Headley's Health Hut, knows exactly what you're talking about. Randy and Michelle are your local family-run team offering Westman's top selection of vitamins, herbs, clean beauty, local products, sugar-free snacks. They've got gluten-free snacks and meals, desserts from Ida's Catering in the freezer there that are gluten-free. And, of course, they've got mocktails. They've got just a huge assortment of products. Keep in mind, the second Wednesday of each month is Win Back Wednesday, and the last Friday of each month is Customer Appreciation Day, a chance for you to try new products. They're sampling constantly. I mean, there's always samples, always prizes being given away, and there's always big smiles and lots of help. They want to help you live better at Headley's Health Hut at 1314 Richmond Avenue in Brandon. They set a new world record last week. General Motors took one of their trucks, their EVs, and drove it 1,700 kilometers on one charge. We're getting closer. The technology is getting to the point where you're going to be able to run around all over the place on one charge. 17. That's the distance basically from Brandon out to Alberta on one charge. Incredible. It's the future is happening at Westman's #1 EV dealership, Murray GM in Brandon. Save big on fuel, tax incentives, lower maintenance. Get the details at 1500 Richmond Avenue in Brandon. And at Leon's Furniture Superstore, 3635 Victoria Avenue in Brandon, they've got their VIP sale coming up. Oh, did you check your mailbox? If you're in the Brandon region, you may want to check your mailbox, because in the mailbox is a little invitation that says, hey, the giant liquidation event is coming. And it's your invitation to take advantage of some extra special deals with the holiday season quickly approaching, things like Thanksgiving and Christmas. You want to make sure you got a nice dining room set, maybe a nice bedroom set. If you did not get one of these, please consider this your invitation. You can just print it off on the screen and take it in. I've been invited. It's a sale so huge They'll be closing the store for 2 days to completely reprice and re-merchandise absolutely everything. So when the store reopens, the deals will be hot over at Leon's. The giant liquidation event is coming, and it is going to be awesome. We'll have some more details as soon as it kicks into high gear. Richard's GT from yesterday went over to Tim's and had some extra large triple coffees. You are caffeinated, pal. Woo! Good to go. Tracy says that when it comes to corn, likes corn on the barbecue or the open fire, the old-fashioned way, not on the microwave. Only if it's dry, says Derek. We're talking about how we cook this beautiful fresh corn. It's nice to know you could do it in the microwave in a pinch, though. I think, obviously, if you've got the time, it's like the whole charcoal thing. If you got the time, barbecue, fire is best. But sometimes you just don't got that, or it's raining, you know. KDD 4380's GT from the weekend had a great weekend at the lake with some family that hadn't been around for a year. The weather wasn't great, but the company was good. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, some fun times. Cindy says we always cook our corn in the microwave. What? We always cook it in the microwave. Poof, poof. You get popcorn. Careful. Don't cook it too long. You'll get popcorn. Mavis's GT took in the Fun Fest. That was in Minnedosa this weekend. Good crowds in Minnedosa. There was the Kitty Parade Friday and the FF Parade on Saturday. It was a nice weekend. Saturday was pretty good. Saturday was kind of nice. It was a cloudy start, though. A lot of instability over the weekend. But good to hear that everything went off without a hitch in Minnedosa. Ron says that he got welcomed to the neighborhood with this big cake. Had some fun times over the weekend. And I bet you it wasn't just cake. I bet you there were other things consumed. Welcome to the neighborhood. How nice is that? When neighbors bring over cake. That's awesome. That is fantastic. Kinsley says barbecue corn is delicious. Are you sure about that, Kinsley? I don't know. Good morning, by the way. Happy Monday. Barbecue corn is delicious. Let's debate. I think everybody could agree on that. Janine says grilled corn on the barbecue. So good. Oh, do it Mexican style. You gotta do it Mexican style. Have you ever done that before? Grilled Mexican street corn. I don't think I'm pronouncing this correctly. Elotes is what it's called. Elotes is Mexican street corn. Let me grab a picture of it. Elotes. Mexican street corn. Hello, elotes. Look at this. This is what you need to do. It's got to look like this. See how it's nice and charred? Get out of here. It's nice and charred. It's got cheese on it, Parmesan cheese, a little bit of mayo. You think, what? Mayo and cheese and corn? Oh, ho, ho, ho. You'll never go back. Ryan says, GT bartended the Arabian show on Saturday. What a great bunch of people that organized. Aren't they friendly? My folks went over there. They were just ranting and raving about how amazing it was, how impressive. They are so happy to be in Brandon. They are just a great group of people. Althea Sigurdsson says, good morning from Calgary. My daughter's out there, Althea. I'm just going to give her your email in case she needs bail money. Okay? I hope that's okay. She's she's probably coming home tonight, so. Molly says, G Fuel, I bought 2 pounds of herbal tea and some half pound free. Herbal tea. Oh, I got you. Ryan says, ooh, we're in the market for a new couch and love seat. Hang tight to the liquidation when it starts. Perfect timing. There you go. Thank you, Ryan, and thank you for supporting those that support me. I can't do the show without sponsors. I thank them all. We mention them each and every day. They're the little businesses under my logo. If you look to your screen, top left corner, just underneath that, see right now you see Epla Office there. It just rotates. Remind you that can't do the show, can't get together, can't have our morning and beach time without our sponsors, the lovely Elkhorn Resort. And The list goes on and on. Janine loves street corn. It's a little bit of work. But, I think we've determined that the things in life that are worth a little bit of work are often a little bit better. Yes, even if you're head to toe in charcoal. Charcoal barbecue. Although I'm not a fan of the charcoal that comes with the fluid in it. It's better if you put the fluid on yourself. They never use enough. They chintz out on it, and then those coals don't get hot enough. But anyway, that's my complaint. Wow, excellent job, you guys. You guys had a great weekend. That's good to hear. All four corners are fantastic. Things are awesome in Minnedosa. Fog is starting to lift. Not nearly as bad as what we thought. And you know what? Although it feels a little bit gray out there this morning, feels a little bit, Monday sucks. Don't worry. Environment Canada says the sunshine will come out after lunchtime today. So we've got sunshine on the agenda. It is coming after lunch today. And let's get going. Let's get going. It is a Monday on the show about food, fun places, and the mayhem of life. So let's get rolling. Our first beach break of the day, we're going to Eagle Beach in Aruba. This is a favorite. Oh, yes. Eagle Beach. This is gorgeous. Let's get rolling. The show's underway. Rise and shine. It's a Monday, feeling fine. Ooh, yeah. Sun is up, sky so blue. Let's tackle this, me and you. Good morning, good morning. Sun seekers, yeah, we're coming. Let's go. Good morning, good morning. We got fitness, yeah, we're running. New week, new chance. Move your feet, start the dance. Move it. Feel the beat. Feel the light. Together we can reach new heights. Good morning, good morning. Sun seekers, yeah, we're coming. Let's go. Good morning, good morning. We got fitness, yeah, we're running. Oh, the day's just begun. Let's have some fun. Chase the sun. Oh yeah. With every step, rise above. Life's a game, let's show our love. Good morning, good morning. Sun seekers, yeah, we're coming. Let's go. Good morning, good morning. We got fitness, yeah, we're running. Oh yeah. Oh, the day's just begun. Let's have some fun. Chase the sun. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. With every step, rise above. Life's a game. Let's show our love. Good morning. Good morning. Sun seekers, yeah, we're coming. Let's go. Good morning. Good morning. We got fitness, yeah, we're running. Good morning, good morning. Sun seekers, yeah, we're coming. Let's go. Good morning, good morning. We got fitness, yeah, we're running. New week, new chance. Move your feet, start the dance. Move it. Feel the beat. Feel the light. Together we can reach new heights. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Eagle Beach, Aruba. Live shot this morning of some beach time. Oh, that sand is so warm. We're in for a really nice week here, actually. I know it's a gray start. We did have some fog, and fog is still lingering on our cameras this morning. So, again, just take a peek out the window. Say, oh, boy, yeah, we got some fog. Give yourself a few extra minutes. You don't want to be hitting any wildlife. Poor Derek got a coyote under the... well, at least bumped a coyote. I like to think the coyote is off causing problems for Bugs Bunny today and living his best life, but I don't know for sure. But there's all kinds of wildlife out there you could hit, and not to mention another motorist or something else. So Moon Lake is still showing some fog there. We've still got a little bit of fog headed towards Winnipeg, but lifting at Russell and Arden there on the cams, and Oak Lake is starting to look a little bit better this time around, and much clearer at 16 and 10. It was as thick as pea soup when we started the show. You barely couldn't even see that sign, actually, and now it's clearing up. Just as Environment Canada said, now they're saying that the clouds will move on and we'll have sunshine this afternoon. So going to work, it feels a little bit dreary, but hey, there's hope. There's sunshine waiting. It's going to come after lunch today on your way home from work, or this afternoon. The sun will be shining. Life will be good. And a little bit of moisture from the weekend, greening things up for us. 26 the high today. It's going to get hot again this week, guys. Tuesday and Wednesday, absolutely perfect for the pool or anything outside. And then a bit cooler towards the weekend. Our normal is 24 for this time of year. Talking corn this morning. Oh, everybody's enjoying fresh corn and microwaving corn. Cindy says that 4 minutes per cob in the husk is perfect every time. In the husk. Interesting. The other question I have is, are you one of these people that will eat it on the cob, or are you a knifer? That's what I do. Out comes the steak knife. I strip that thing. For two reasons. First reason is I don't want to leave anything on the cob. I purposely cut the corn off the cob. I go deep. I cut every little stitch of starch off that thing. There's nothing left. And I find if you're eating it directly off the cob, there's little guys that get left behind. There. And this way you make sure you get absolute. Plus, I'm getting old and everything I eat gets. Every time I eat something, it's like, where's the dental floss? Where's the toothpicks? So do you eat it on or off the cob? I'll see everyone's shy because everyone's taking it off the cob. They're old like me. It's okay. Except for Quentin. He says he still has his own teeth, so he eats it off the cob. Okay. Those that haven't responded, they're embarrassed. But don't be embarrassed. Quentin's just wasting corn. You're leaving some guys behind. It's bad enough that your body doesn't really process the corn. You really just borrow corn. Corn is one of those foods that really doesn't belong to you. And you know what I'm talking about. You don't roll your eyes at me. All done. You look and you go, whoa, I had corn yesterday. It's the corn surprise. Don't tell me there's no corn. There's a corn surprise. That poor corn. It's fresh. It's hard on the body. Katie D says, I keep it on the cob, but I definitely need to floss afterwards. And I can tell I'm aging and my teeth are about to fall out. But it's still good. It's still good. I'm not at that point where I'll take it off the cob and put it in a blender with a little bit of cream corn. So, from corn to the hot topics of the day. At the top of the list is Air Canada. Oh boy, they did go on strike. We knew this was going to happen. We were kind of talking about it as of Wednesday last week, preparing those that happened to lurk or listen to the show that how to prepare, what to do in the event that your flight gets canceled. Best way to make sure that you don't lose any money or have the least amount of inconvenience should Air Canada affect your flight. And, we're hearing this morning that there is chaos at airports all over the place. These flight attendants, they went on strike on Saturday, and then the government jumped in right away, said, oh, no, you can't do that. They invoked Section 107 of the Canada Labour Code, which gives the minister the power to order the work stoppage to maintain or secure industrial peace. So what does that mean? That means that it's against the law to strike. And the flight attendants raised their collective hands. Not in action to smack, not in any type of way to hide their faces. They raised their hands and did this and said, you government, we're not showing up to work today and tomorrow. And so Air Canada had hoped that they were going to have things back on track on Monday. And they since announced last night that there's just no way. They were going to do it Monday night. It looks like they've walked that back because people just aren't showing up to work. So we're at the point where this is escalating a little bit. It's escalating a little bit, and this is going to be interesting to watch. I hope that you don't have anybody affected by this Air Canada situation. Molly says, isn't protesting a right y'all have as well? What? We're supposed to. This is a strike, though, so this is a little bit different than protesting. Although some would argue we don't have the right to protest depending on who's protesting and where and for how long, but that's a totally different argument. But yeah, Molly, this is when there's big companies up here, especially those that are intricate to the workings of the country. We talk about this a lot, about how when we don't have a lot of competition up here, so we only have two major airlines, WestJet and Air Canada. One goes down, it basically leaves WestJet. Excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. Ribbit. So same thing with Canada Post. When Canada Post couldn't get a deal, Molly, they just forced them back. The government steps in and says, okay, that's enough, because they're doing damage. But I know to those that are stateside, it doesn't make a lot of sense because you hammer out a deal. But here it works a little different. That's why we have a socialist system. The government steps in to solve our problems sometimes. But in this case, the union has said, screw you, and they're not going back. So what happens then? Oh, out come the fines. So apparently fines in the thousands of dollars could be levied as early as today against union management and even striking workers themselves. And if that doesn't get their attention, there could be jail time. So you go back to work or you go to jail? Really? Yeah. Although it's unlikely that that's going to happen. The bigger concern is the chaos this is creating around the world, because a lot of times, depending on what country you're flying into, Air Canada is really the only way out to get directly back to Canada. We talked about this last week. So if you're in Japan or something like that, I'm just using that as an example. I could be wrong. But, I'm trying to say, if you're on the other side of the world, and Air Canada is the only domestic carrier to get you out, you're going to have to jump on, say, Delta or American Airlines, fly into the States. Hopefully you can. That's not always the case. Or you'll have to fly to, say, London or something on a U.S. airline. I don't know. It's just a mess, an absolute mess. They're reporting 130,000 customers will be impacted each day as the strike continues. The airline says customers whose flights have been canceled will be notified and are strongly advised not to go to the airport unless they have confirmed flights on other airlines. Taking a look at how Winnipeg Airport is looking this morning. Do you have anybody that is away or is being affected by the Air Canada strike? My sister, full disclosure, works for Air Canada. She is in the finance department. And I called her yesterday to say, so how are things going? How is this affecting you? She says, well, it's chaos in the company. Obviously, there's being in finance, there's things like refunds and stuff, and she's kept very, very busy. But being the uninformed idiot I am, I said, so are you not on strike? Like, how does this work? I know you're not a flight attendant, but she's like, no, there is like 6 or 7 unions within Air Canada. Holy shit, I had no idea. I'm like, are you serious? 6 or 7 unions within Air Canada. It's crazy. Quinton says people should be just grateful to have jobs. We all want the cost of flying to go down, but also support paying more to flight attendants. Am I missing something here? Yeah, I really don't know the intricacies. I listen, I just want a cheap flight. There's just no two ways about it. That at the end of the day, that's what most customers want. But again, when it comes to how these mega companies in Canada do business, all bets are off. I thought I understood. I really don't. Okay, so yeah, they're canceling in Toronto or in Winnipeg. Sorry, this is this morning's departures. Montreal canceled. Toronto canceled. Montreal canceled. At the end of the day, I just don't like government being involved in stuff. I think that you got to let these two hammer it out. This is regardless of their differences. Why? You have to let them hammer this out. They have to hammer it out. Now, it's a much more complex issue when you talk about Canada Post because, that is funded by taxpayers. And if everybody wants a big wage, you and I end up paying for it. It's just, what a mess. What a mess. Yeah, lots of cancellations. How far does this go? I'm just going to take a peek here at tomorrow. See, and so they're saying tomorrow, basically they'll cancel day by day. So tomorrow's departure board is all on time. Everything is looking to run as usual. Obviously, Air Canada is hoping that the staff will heed the warnings of fine and potential jail time if they don't go back to work. And you know what? It's both sides are using social media to get the word out. There are some airline flight attendants that are making TikToks of their T4 slips and showing people exactly how much money they make and what the cost of living is. And pictures are coming in of tent cities and campers outside of Vancouver Airport where Air Canada flight attendants are reportedly living. They have to live in camper trailers because they can't afford to pay their bills. But unfortunately, when COVID ended and this show started, we're into season 6 now. We said at the beginning that if you're part of a union, you're going on strike. There's just no two ways about it. If you're in a union, you will be striking. And if you haven't striked yet, it's coming. Because COVID completely disrupted the economy. It created this hyperinflation because of money printing, and then now everybody wants more money. Everybody, and the unions are like, hey, licking their chops going, woo, let's go on strike, let's get more money. I'm asking AI, could they go to jail? So if Air Canada employees don't listen to the federal government, although they could, it's extremely rare, extremely rare. The federal government will impose fines and other legal consequences, and the airline and union could both face legal action. So I want to know when people went to jail. Has anyone gone to jail for not listening? How bad can this get? Oh, God. Yes, but it's very rare in Canada. Wow. No, but I want a specific. Has there ever been a specific time? Incident where a striking. Wow. Yellow Jacket says, my cousin was in Iceland. She did get a flight to Denver, but I haven't heard if she's gotten home yet. Oh, more recently, in 1978, during a postal strike, I was 5. This is according to AI. Jean-Claude Perrault, the leader of the Canadian Union of Postal Workers, spent 2 months in jail after refusing to comply with back-to-work legislation. Holy cow. So we have put people in jail. I don't know about that, Tim. I don't like that. And I'm not a big I don't like unions, but I don't think people should be going to jail for standing up for what they believe in. I think that is wrong. It gets complicated. Oh my God. 2 months in jail. More recently, in 2013, the Alberta Union of Provincial Employees was found in contempt of court. They defied strike action. But they don't say what happened there. And then the Air Canada, they go on, blah, 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 blah. Molly says these companies, all of them, ugh. Yes, and then you just got to be able to keep your employees happy. It's a balancing act. It's definitely a tough thing to do. Blessed Mama, good morning. Good to see you. Air Canada chaos is what we're talking about. And while the board in Winnipeg looks green this morning, today, the cancellations are piling up. So, and we have some Sunseekers who have had some relatives that have had to make alternative plans. Many of them, if they can't get home from international flights, will have to fly through the United States to get home or use a U.S. carrier, then bounce. And WestJet will have to pick up some of the slack, obviously, domestically. So, anyway, that's what's happening there. And, of course, everyone's talking about Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. I was out at Tracy's family farm on Friday, and it is a little piece of paradise out there because you cannot get cell service where they are, and that is both a blessing and a curse. And, of course, it was on a heavy news day Friday because everybody was online talking about, oh, my God, Putin's coming to Alaska. Oh, my God, what's happening here? How is this going to shake out? What's going to happen? I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that's going to be my luck. I'm going to be out in the bush on a lawnmower doing my naked lawn mowing when the world is coming to an end. I'll be on that ride-on lawnmower without a stitch of clothing on, watching missiles go, whoa, I guess the meeting didn't go too good. But apparently it went okay. There wasn't much that came of it. I got back into town. I couldn't wait to get back on my phone, get on a computer. So what happened? So what happened? So what happened? So what happened? And it was like crickets. He landed. They shook hands. They talked. They talked a little bit. And then they said, yeah, everything was fine. We might end the war. Then all of a sudden, Zelensky is coming to Washington. And he's bringing his friends from Europe, all his buddies, the crew. Yo, Zelensky and the crew, they're heading to Washington. They're going to be there today, and that's a good thing. Because remember last time when Zelensky was sitting there with Trump, and he's like, you don't have the cards. He's just berating him. It was just uncomfortable to watch. It was terrible. And it all started because he wore his tracksuit to the White House. So what will he wear today? Will he be in a suit? Taking bets. Are there odds Zelensky will wear a suit today? I'm asking AI. Are there any odds? AI is checking. If there were odds, they would be highly likely that he will wear a suit today. This follows significant diplomatic pressure to end the war, and in response to criticism of his attire the last time he was in Washington. He likes to go with the classic T-shirt and sweatpants. I like it. I have no problem. I'm a flip-flops and shorts kind of guy. Don would not be a big fan of mine if we sat in the White House, but I'd be bringing some tequila. Be like, listen, although he doesn't drink, but he does like McDonald's. I'd probably be bringing him a Big Mac meal and a toy for him. Hey, this is the latest toy. These toys are valuable, man. Keep these toys. Oh, he probably collects them. Derek says Zelensky doesn't want the war to end. Well, we're going to find out today. And we're going to find out if he owns a suit. I don't own a suit, actually. I'm going to have to get one. I have this funny feeling between weddings and other activities, I'm going to probably have to cave and get one. But I don't know if he owns a suit, and that's, it's not everybody has one, so we'll have to wait and see how he comes to visit Donnie today, him and his crew, the European. Canada not attending. We weren't invited. We're at the kids' table. It's like at Thanksgiving where you've got the kid, the little table that you set up at the end. That's Canada's over on the side. We're just like, go get them. Yeah, go team. We're off on the side. We're, because we're dealing with the Air Canada people right now. Athea says, my daughter and her family are in the UK. Flew their Air Canada. They're coming home Friday with WestJet. Oh, that's good. It's one of the few spots internationally that WestJet is flying to now. It's a good thing that WestJet expanded that in the last couple of years. WestJet is the other major airline in Canada that used to basically just serve Canada. Now they're expanding to go international. And up until just a few years ago, if you wanted to fly internationally on a Canadian carrier, Air Canada was your game. That's it. That's it. Quentin says he expects a tuxedo T-shirt, maybe. They're fashionable. Would Trump know? Would he notice? He is getting old. He had a tough time walking a straight line. Did you see that on the red carpet? He was doing a zigzag, like he'd had a couple to drink. Everybody's watching every move, and he's just like, to the left, to the right, to the left. It's weird. It's just kind of weird. The whole thing seems weird to me. I don't know. You know what isn't weird? Ribs for $20. In fact, it's friggin' awesome. $20 rack of ribs. Wednesday's rib night at Elkhorn Resort, and it is the hottest thing of the summer. $20 for a full rack, $15 for a half rack, and there's only one condition, okay? It's Wednesdays, and you have to call ahead to reserve your spot because there are so many people that want to take this in. Elkhorn Resort and Clarso Nordic Spa, a fantastic place to be checking out through the summer of 2025. They had their dinner and a show this past weekend up there, and things happening all summer long. Their calendar of events is jam-packed full of different things, and of course, the most popular one is their rib night. So if you're hankering for some ribs, check it out, elkhornresort.mb.ca, and see what they have got going on for this month. Because they have got some amazing things happening at beautiful Riding Mountain National Park. And some fun times at Skydancer, too, as they get ready for their Halloween party, the Ultimate Rock and Roll Tribute Night. Hairball's 25th Anniversary Tour lands at Skydancer on Halloween night. And it's fitting because it's like they are famous across the U.S., Hairball, for doing perfect impersonations of Kiss, Motley Crue, AC/DC, complete in costume. And you think it's one thing to sound exactly like them, but when they're dressed in the costumes, it really adds to it. Apparently, it is fantastic. So Hairball is on the 31st. It's 21+ event. Tickets are $50 now, but jump to $65 after October the 1st. And keep in mind that we also have Tracy Bird in the hopper. The country legend is bringing the Watermelon Crawl to Skydancer in November. SkydancerCasino.com, where the sky's the limit. And our friends at Sunrise Credit Union giving you a chance to win some cold, hard cash. Sunrise Credit Union's got a couple of great contests right now. $1,000 could be yours by tapping your Sunrise Credit Union member card. You can tap into your local summer until August the 31st. Your chance to win $1,000 from the Canadian Credit Union Association. And every approved in-person debit transaction at a Canadian point-of-sale terminal counts as one entry. Also, until October the 4th, approved Sunrise Credit Union Ag Loan and Ag Mortgages will be entered to win one of three $5,000 fuel cards. See them today, one of their 19 locations across the region, or visit sunrisecu.mb.ca. Cindy says a tracksuit is a suit, technically. Cindy says at weddings nowadays, and Cindy attends a lot of them. She says weddings, you don't see a lot of suits nowadays. Suits are going by the wayside. Like I say, I don't own them. I mean, I own a tie. I own shirts and ties and dress pants and stuff like that. But I am not a big suit guy. I am not. But this is the AI comedy that was produced after the meeting was held, and you've probably seen this, and if you haven't, you'll enjoy that. There's Zelensky and the European Union lady there. They're checking things out. They're watching Donnie and Vladimir playing in the snow, having fun, having good times, and chasing polar bears and doing a little dance. Yeah, there was comedy like this all over the place after and then hugs all around with the polar bear. Don't be hugging the polar bears. You take the pepper spray, bear spray into the bush to fend off, so said polar bears. So anyway, we'll see what happens with their meeting later this morning. Is Vegas taking bets on him wearing a suit? Sometimes, in Vegas, they'll take bets on anything. AI is going to give us the answer. Are there bets on Zelensky wearing a suit today? Yes, there are betting markets focused on whether he will wear a suit. Oh, my God. The Poly market had a market asking if Zelensky would wear a suit before the end of June. The market attracted significant attention and controversy with over $240 million in bets placed. $240 million in bets on whether or not Zelensky would wear a suit by the end of June of this year. $240 million. It's just mind-boggling. What are the odds for today's meeting? No Poly market odds for today. AI mentioned the $240 million from earlier this summer. Oh, well, we'll see what happens. I hope he doesn't get into it with Donald like last time. Totally uncomfortable. Hopefully it's cordial. And you know what? Mr. Zelensky, take him a Big Mac. He loves his McDonald's. It's his all-time favorite, the Big Mac meal. And so make sure his blood sugar is up. And, I think last time he had skipped breakfast. And people get cranky when that happens. And this way, hopefully things will go well. We're going to talk about the Sears catalog. This would be Wish Book Week. Remember the Sears Wish Book? Oh, I used to freak out. This big, heavy phone book style book comes to the door. It was so exciting. We are going to talk a bit about that in hour 2 of the show. And Chapel Rowan is helping Saskatchewan tourism, kind of like Bob Odenkirk did last week with Manitoba. So it's only fair. What is going on? She's the Pink Pony Club girl. We'll talk about that next hour. But we have to say goodbye to our other friends on the other platforms. Thank you so much to our friends on Facebook and X and YouTube for starting out the week with us. It's VIP hour now, and we're moving exclusively over to Twitch, okay? So thank you so much. YouTube, we're moving over to Twitch, twitch.tv/Tyler Glen Show. Thank you. Thank you so much.